done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
All right, I don't know if that's working. Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this Tuesday, November 14th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
All right, listen. Yeah, so this is me pressing my wake up button, and it's not working. So
You got to do it manually now.
there is no this. I am doing it manually.
No, you got to scream.
Okay. Don't. I'm not ready for that today, right now. Yeah, so we have a bunch of stuff happening here at the studios all over the place, and there's nothing that we could talk about, but it is definitely trial and error and figuring these things out. We had yesterday off for Veterans Day, so thank you for everybody who served. Friday turned into an S show of sorts as internet was down, so I wasn't able to do a podcast. So it's like we've been off like 4 days, but haven't been. Friday overall was just a weird day. It was just an F around of a day. I'll give you a breakdown. So initially, I had friends and musical guests coming down from Phoenix to be on the show on Friday. That didn't happen, right? Well, they came down, and then as soon as we're getting ready to do the podcast, boom, internet, nothing's working, right? So that was one plan that was gone. And then later on in the afternoon, we made our way to the Over the Edge event for the Girl Scouts as we were talking up and raising money to go rappelling off a 17-story building. And when we get there, we get informed by management that the lawyer said, no, we can't do that, right?
Oh,
So,
it was so fun to hear that.
yeah, exactly. So that's another snafu, right? And then later on, I went to Dusk Music Festival. Now, you guys could tell, can attest more than anybody that I've been talking up this Dusk Music Festival now for what seems like a year, right? Really over the top, kind of selling it and letting you know to get excited about it. So in return, I was supposed to get some VIP tickets. Not in return, but I thought that was a gracious offer, or at least a fair, offer to be able to be there, participate, and see what it's all about. I showed up. My name's not on the list. I got to walk around a couple miles around the block, the chaos, and nobody that works there knows who's in charge. It was a cluster F, and it just added to my day of fails, if you will. I was not feeling Friday.
Yeah, Friday was whack.
Yeah, Friday was whack. And so with all this that's said and done, obviously we are still, figuring out what works, what doesn't work here at the station. I do have internet. That's good. I should be able to be doing podcasts. That's good. We're going to find that out. I'm recording right now, but will it work?
We have electricity.
We have electricity.
That's good.
Yes. I talked to Mac, and he's like, you can still do a radio show. I'm like, okay, that's good. I will do that. Radio show with sound effects? Maybe not. Radio show with any bed music? Maybe not.
Gotta call Powers. He has all of his sound effects.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I got to have the human sound effect machine in here. And possibly, I did talk to him yesterday. But either way, that's the frustration of the last couple days. And I'm sure it's going to be a mess moving forward until things get back to normal. But yeah, and I'm going to find out in real time as we proceed throughout the morning.
Ooh, fun.
That things don't work. Yeah.
Join us.
Yeah, exactly. But we do have a lot of fun stuff to get to today because we kick off Master Prizes. So I'm going to be letting you know what keyword to text in so you can win our first week's prize. And we're going to continue to give prizes away leading up to Christmas. Also, I have tickets for Buck Cherry, and it's Tuesday, so we're going to do another round of Tap Out. So Tap Out's happening today. So all that and more is listener bait in store for you just to keep on listening. So let's see if the music works on the station. We'll kick things off with The Offspring, Your Morning Morons. Coming up next, Rock 102.1 KFMA. That I won't. All right, we're live. Welcome back. No, I didn't make a mess. And there's technically I can't talk about it, but there are technical issues that is affecting everything in the building. All right. So you could put your own assumptions to it. So yeah, the shit has hit the literal fan. And we've been off now for 4 days. I mean, I was supposed to do that podcast on Friday, like I said. And I was ready for a really good podcast. I was excited for it because we were going to go way back and then also focus on the future with, my friend circle and old school gravy blue music, which I think is gone now, which sucks. Everything is good, like wiped from our computer base right now. And my phones are down. So I said, hey, we're going to give away Buck Cherry, play tap out. No and no.
Nope.
Hard no on both because phones aren't working. And that's why the title of today's show is Everything is Broken and So Are We. But we've been making the most of it, and we are able to have internet on our computer and do a live podcast stream. I was told yesterday that wasn't even going to be a possibility.
Miracles, baby.
Yeah. So luckily they have whatever computers and network was affected. My computer was not. And I take that as a victory lap, meaning that whatever happened that affected and it was catastrophic for this cluster wasn't from me. Nope. This is the computer I mess around with, right?
Or what if it was like the exact opposite assumption? They're like, oh, yours is working?
Maybe you are the person.
Yeah.
I know that you want to raise, but there's better ways to go about it.
No.
Yeah. So, all right, 10. Yeah, 10. Who wants Buck Cherry tickets? I can give away 2 pairs if you're in my system. Well, 1 pair per person, and we could hook up streamers with that. Tap Out just was rescheduled. We're gonna have Tucson Games and Gadgets in on the 27th now, which is fine because I had that Tuesday open anyways. We're gonna get ready for our Beard Envy contest. That's returning to celebrate No Shave November.
Okay.
Yeah, it just makes sense. We're going to do it on December 1st. So we'll look at the hairiest beards at the end of November. We'll start promoting that probably next week. And once we get everything back. But yeah, dude, it's been a mess. It's been a mess, dude.
A lovely hot mess.
Yeah. And I just came from a mess going to Dusk Music Festival into another mess. And it's very similar. I know you do, Samantha. All right, tell you what, Samantha, I'm putting you on the list for Buck Cherry, okay? So, because I know I have your name in my system.
Samantha for the win.
Yeah. And look at you creeping. You're watching, but not even commenting until I said Buck Cherry. And then you're like, I'm crazy, bitch. All right, you got it. Let's see. Samantha DeBibes.
Only if you show us your Buck Cherry tattoo.
No, because that's nudity. We'll get booted off the stream. Yeah, because it's in a fun place.
Ha.
Let's see. The vibes.
No Nug November? No.
Mignata, Tip is a whole nother thing. Maybe I'll get Tip in. He sent me a picture, so we started off talking about doing the repelling or lack thereof. So we were there and Tip was there. He's like, you want me to take pictures? I'm like, nah, not really. You're not really good at them. For whatever reason, you're really bad at these pictures, dude. But he's such a nice guy. And then I'm like, fine, you could,
fine.
You can take pictures, dude. That's fine. Hold on. Spelling out Samantha's name.
Make sure you capitalize the V.
Yeah, how do I spell it? Spell it for me.
D-E.
Oh, I got it right here.
Capital V. Deville.
Bam. You're good. Email's still the same. I'm assuming you'll get those tickets emailed to you, Samantha. So you're our winner today.
Cool.
I got to show you this picture that Tip sent me, though. All right. So that shows at Rialto Theater June 14th next year. You're going to get the email. No later than November 30th. So that's nice. All right. So
mark the calendar.
Right. So you're good. Thank you. So yeah, we got to get Tip in here. Sorry, let me get focused. But so Tip sent me this picture when he took a bunch of pictures, right? And he sent me just one at first. And I'm going to show you the one he sent me. And like I said, this just is a continued theme of like me inadvertently hating Tip. Tip is like like trying to do the best he can do and be so nice, right? This is what Tip does.
He's a mastermind.
Right. But at the same time, the guy is like, he just inadvertently annoys the shit out of me and pisses me off, like with the things that he does. Like, so I'll give you an example that hopefully you would understand. I'm going to send this to my email real quick. Because Tip, here I go. Oops.
The tipster, you mean?
The tipster, and he might be, well, he's a special cat, but where's this picture at?
I thought you would have deleted it.
I would have, and I should have, but no, I had to showcase it for, damn, where is it? Do I have to save it? I know this is a great podcast, by the way. Everything is shit and everything is broken and we're broken too. God, I want to show this. Let's see. I'll have to download it or
Two Men Having a Crisis, the podcast.
Right. Here, I'll email it like this. All right, yeah, fill in the blanks while I'm doing this, Rico. Where's my background music?
You can't play Buck Cherry right now?
No.
Oh.
Gmail.com. Yeah, well, we would get copyright infringements and whatever. All right.
Buck Cherry's lawyer who wears sequin pants.
All right, I'm sending. Okay, so we're back. A couple people didn't have the patience to stick around for that. All right, so back to Tip. Okay, so we go do this repelling, right? And we're attempting to repel, but the lawyers came in last minute, didn't give approval, so we weren't allowed to do this, which is upsetting because Rico was really looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. I was a little nervous, but I'll tell you what, after I did all the training and everything, I actually really bummed out that I didn't get to do this. But I did get a fun little profile pic out of it that I will show you here in just a moment, and you might have seen it if you're following. But okay, so Tip asks if he wants me to take pictures. I say no, right? And then he kind of looks bummed, so I'm like, okay, you could take some pictures. And hold on, we're getting on the air real quick. Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're live on the podcast broadcast, and there's a lot of things that we can't talk about on the FM airwaves. To hear those things, youtube.com/beefvegan, including a 5-star review that is too hot for radio. Oh, yes, that'll be coming up. But we got your TMI Top 5 coming up after new music from Ashes to New. Here's Nightmare and Rock 102.1. Okay, so Tip, I was like, he's like, you want me to send you the pictures, boss? I'm like, yeah, you send me the pictures, Tip. So he sends me just one picture. And this is the picture that he sent me. Right? This
the face.
Yes, dude.
It's a meme.
Now, there was lots of pictures taken. All right. Plenty of pictures taken. All right. And this is what Tip chose to send first and by itself. It was at least 10 minutes before I got any other picture. Now, you would think normal people would be like, hey, he's probably fucking with you. No, he was oblivious to the fact. He's like, I was able to send you one picture. Well, that's not the picture I want, Tip. That was the only picture I didn't want was this picture right here. Me making a face like somebody farted in the room and I'm smelling it, right?
It is a good face. It's like very disgusted with life in general.
Yeah, man. And good morning, Darlene. But yeah, that's Tip.
I'm gonna take that and meme it. Now it's gonna be everywhere.
Please don't. I mean, if there's a picture that you want to meme, you should do the. And thanks for laughing at that, Nick. But yeah, that's Tip. Tip inadvertently irritates me to no end, and does things and says things that I find like extremely offensive.
Like he's hired by corporate to like kind of undermine you,
kind of
make you mad.
Remember, this is the guy who he'll just say things and he'll be nice about it. His intentions are pure, but he'll be like, oh, what kind of house you have? I imagine it's like a big mansion and like really nice up in Ore Valley. And I'm like, I'm in a condo on like Grand Alvernon, Tip. Shut up. What kind of car are you driving? It's probably one of those new F-350s, is it? No, it's that Kia Soul over there. Oh, that little girly car? Shut up,
Oh,
Tip.
that one.
Yeah,
Oh.
like this is stuff that Tip says, which makes him a pay dirt, to be honest with you. Wildly entertaining, but in an irritating way. And I will have Tip on the show more and more because, but
to inadvertently insult everybody.
yes, but the problem is I have to get him to be his natural self and not super dad joke. Yeah, because when he gets on the microphone, he immediately goes into shtick, and that's not what I want.
Right.
I want him to inadvertently try to make me happy, but irritate me every step of the way because that's what he does.
We're gonna have to do like a hidden camera thing.
Kinda, yeah.
Have you in the break room, and I'll just sneak up with the camera and be like, I just converse. So you get red in the face.
I know. And he does. He makes me red in the face. It's so messed up. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It's time for your TMI Top 5 as we're here live on the podcast broadcast. And I'm talking to my single bros out there, my young bros out there, and hell, even my old and lonely bros out there, right?
Yeah.
Present company included.
Hey.
This is the TMI Top 5 signs you're touching yourself too much. Yeah. Taking care of your own needs is a normal and healthy thing. And according to a recent survey published just last year, 35.9% of men own up to flogging the dolphin at least once a week over the past year. Once a week seems kind of like
Rookie numbers.
Conservative, yeah. How many times a week would you say you flog the dolphin?
Ooh, 25.
I think that's an exaggeration for humor. How many real times a week?
More than one.
Okay, that's good. That's all the information you want to give. I'm fair with that. And you know what? More than one myself. Okay.
There you go.
But let's see. However, there are so many studies on guys that do it more frequently than that. So this is what men were willing to own up to, but they were probably lying. Now, science isn't quite there yet, but there are a few common sense signs that you might be handling your own business a tad too much. And these are the top 5 signs that you are basically self-loving too much. Okay. All right. So coming in number 5, you do it inappropriate times and places.
So this is a Denny's.
If you're asking yourself, what do you consider an appropriate time and place? Well, if you're at work, don't do it. If you're in your car, don't do it, dude. If you're sneaking away at family functions, you got a problem. In a confessional booth, well, you know what? They're supposed to keep that secret, so I don't see the issue. But yes, apparently these are popular places for dudes to self-love if they have a problem with self-loving. So inappropriate time and places, are a sign of a problem. And that's just number 5. Yeah. Coming in number 4, if your sex life suffers. Now, I know I've been in situations in past relationships that I could not get intimate with my partner because I already taken care of myself in the shower, right? And if you're doing that instead of just waiting for the intimacy of the person that you're with, then you probably possibly have a problem, Yeah, save it. It's going to make for better end results. Trust me, visually speaking. All right. And okay. So coming in number 3, your friendships suffer. Rico and I would have hung out on Sunday. I was too busy just taking care of myself all day. So who won the game, by the way?
I have no idea because I was busy too.
See?
Oh man.
See, it's affecting our friendship,
Damn
Rico.
it. Mutually.
Seriously. Well, at least we're not doing it at work on the live stream.
As far as you know.
Okay. Your job suffers. That's coming in number 2. So if you're ignoring your job because you thought of, getting one out would be more appealing, then you might be masturbating too much. It's funny too, because a lot of these end with you might be masturbating too much. And I can't help but think of Jeff Foxworthy. Yeah.
You might be a fapper.
Yeah. You might be a pencil neck and you're choking it too much. All right. And so what is the number 1 sign that you're touching yourself too much in TMI Top 5 signs? Injury. Yeah. And that could be chafing or breaking the skin or just, turning it into a 7. So these are things that can happen when you do a little too much. And
you're in physical pain. You got to stop, bro.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, when I was a younger man, I injured myself. I can't talk about it on the radio, and I'm not going to talk about it on the stream. So keep watching.
Right.
But there you go. Your TMI top 5 signs that you're touching yourself too much. Inappropriate times and places. Your sex life suffers. Your friendship suffers. Your job suffers. And of course, you hurt yourself. So if you're doing any of those things while self-pleasuring, stop, man. Pick up a book.
Yeah, it's November, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. All right, let's hit the reset. We're going to do a 5-star review only on the podcast broadcast stream because it's against FCC rules to do it on the radio. What is it? Well, join us, youtube.com/beefvegan to find out. All right.
You might be a fapper.
Good morning, Alex. See, hands on camera, guys. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get right into this. I want to share this because Rico, he did a 5-star like he does every Tuesday, but he didn't know that we can't talk about dispensaries on the air.
I should have known better.
Yeah, and it's a stupid weed rule, and we couldn't talk about the 420 festival on the air. It's an FCC thing. There isn't a radio cluster or news station in town that will take any dispensary money, which is so
Crazy.
stupid. Because I'll tell you this, I was at Dusk Music Festival, and they had a bunch of vendors set up giving out free swag. We were there. We gave out stickers. Let's say Prime was there. They gave out like free cars to everybody. They had so much money. They're like
helicopters.
Yeah, their free merch tent and table setup was like Christmas, dude. I got sunglasses. I got chapstick. I got rolling papers. I got lighters. I got ashtrays.
God.
Yeah, this is all stuff that they gave out to everybody for free. So they must have brought 20,000 items of each thing. And you go up, you didn't have to sign anything, you didn't have to do anything. They're just like, grab a bag and fill up. Take as many as you want. It was
got that Paul money.
Yeah, dude. That's how much money selling weed makes you, right? And for whatever reason, media companies can't touch it for now until it's federally legal. And then even then, we'll probably still be legal.
Have to wait. Yeah.
But that didn't stop Rico from going to the downtown dispensary. And you had a pleasurable experience, huh?
I did.
Nice. Well, I don't have any. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could get some music in the background. Too late for that shit. Well, let's see if I have it on. I might have some here, instrumental.
You can just hum in the background. It's fun.
Oh, you know what? I got it. I got an instrumental for you right now. Okay?
Oh,
yeah. So without further ado, here's Rico's 5-star review on the downtown dispensary. Get into it.
D2 dispensary. Since we're heading into winter season, it's time to stop caring about my summer body, and it's time to get into fatty boy hibernation mode. And hibernation mode means leftover Halloween candy and getting high AF.
Oh, yes.
I'm no weed Jedi. I mean,
Nope.
I still have a gummy leftover from April 20th of this year when I tried to chew on it. I basically cracked a tooth, and not even a little Delta 9 could help me out of that hell. I decided it was time to re-up on the devil's lettuce, so I went to D2 Dispensary, which was located conveniently next to a big gym. A healthy and eclectic mix of flannel and tank tops in this parking lot for sure. D2 is touted as Arizona's largest dispensary, and when you walk into this place, it's essentially if IKEA decided it wanted to switch from furniture with funny names to weed with funny names.
Yeah, they kept the names, just switched the product.
It.
Yeah.
Place is massive and had this homely cyberpunk feel to it. It looks like where they would end the ending fight scenes to another John Wick movie. Lots of gleam and lots of glass. It looks like an Apple store if it finally got laid and chilled out a bit. There was a check-in line to show your...
It looks like an Apple store.
If it finally got laid.
Yeah, finally got laid and chilled out a bit. That's amazing.
There was a check-in line to show your ID to a gigantic man who would crush anyone's skull with his armpit, and it made me feel very criminal-ish, like a processing line before you partake in some naughty, naughty things. After the ID guy gave me back my ID and growled at me, I let myself loose like a kid with ADHD in a candy store. There are screen stations set up throughout, so you can get on the app and browse all the different assortments of goodies. I like and dislike this because back in the day, I would ask the old patchouli-smelling hippie dude with longer fingernails about different strains, and he would spend an hour observing my chakras and going off about sativa this, trichome resonance frequencies that. It was wild. But now, I'm just face-to-face with an indifferent glowing screen swiping right or left like I'm trying to hook up with some gummies. But it's all good. I found myself browsing through the wild mix of different flowers, pre-rolled joints, and whole bunch of different edibles. As a complete amateur and lightweight, I basically just looked for the funniest names and loaded up my cart. Basically like someone that doesn't understand sports and only likes a team because the mascot looks rad. Oh well, my eyes lit up as soon as I read Gary Satan.
Gary Satan?
A hybrid flower.
Oh.
Gary Satan. What the hell? Gary Satan. Gary Satan was crafted to help combat stress and induce feelings of relaxation. This strain was created by crossing Gary Payton with jealousy, which is known to have a caryophyllene as a dominant terpene. Ah, okay. Perfect. I'm more confused.
Yeah, weed science.
But I have to smoke Gary Satan either way.
Yeah, you do.
The craziest one I ever partook in was Obama Kush, and I thought that was going to be the end of my weed journey. Nope. Gary Satan is here. Once you order from the screen, you go over to what feels like a bank line, but instead of a boring hoteler, now we have some young, hip, bussin' youngsters running around like Oompa Loompas getting your Gary Satans and millionaire gelato forest fires ready for consumption. Hell yeah. I made eye contact with the youngster behind the nuclear blast-proof glass and put my ID and Sacagawea golden coin dollars in the futuristic receptacle. Then he placed a futuristic Ziploc Faraday cage bag in there for me to grab, and I was on my way, ready to get down with Gary Satan. I wanted to sniff Gary so bad before driving home, but I spent the next hour or so in my truck trying to figure out how to open the damn childproof bag.
Thanks for that snippet, by the way.
I was tempted to go back into the front and talk to the ID checker, Conan the Barbarian, for help, but I just decided to go home and YouTube it to erase my browser history afterwards to not remind myself how dumb I am. I sat back in my Snuggie, put on some Batman the Animated Series, loaded up some Gary Satan in my Gandalf pipe, and proceeded to have an existential panic attack half an hour later. Perfect. Thank you, D2. 5 stars.
Oh, nice. So it was good. That Gary Satan was good.
Gary Satan was amazing.
You ever had that Doge Biden?
No.
It's good, man. Don't make you forget your own name. No.
Doesn't take weed for that, trust me.
All right, so there you go. 5-star review from Rico here, as always, on Tuesdays. Yes, and well done. All right, earlier this morning, we did our Morning One, which was a funny one, and Rico actually provided the soundtrack because Morning One's well branded with a good instrumental to back it. Everybody knows the beat and the song that goes along with Morning One. And with that said, I think my friend nailed it. And in case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Check it out. Cool Morning Moron music to accompany this next segment, but hopefully we'll have it back. Yeah, you have it? You have it memorized? Yeah, so you can do it.
No?
Well, can I do both, Rico? Can I report the story and beatbox the beat at the same time?
Maybe.
I know I'm talented, but I can't pull that off. All right, so if you have it, then go for it. All right, 6:15. It's time for your morning one. Yeah. All right, today's morning one. Keep it going. Only for 2.5 more minutes. They say the best criminals. Here, I just bring the beat in the background there. There we go. There we go. The best criminals are the. All right, you can stop now. That was good though. Thank you. All right. It's going to be a good show. All right. So this 34-year-old guy robbed a K Jewelers near Indianapolis on Saturday, and he got into a high-speed chase of police, right? And during that pursuit, they could see him waving his hand out the window and trying to signal to them, which is odd, right? Because police are attempting to pull you over and arrest you for robbing a K Jewelers, and he's trying to flag them down to get their attention for something.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. That's what police were saying, Rico. And so they couldn't tell what he was saying, so they kept chasing him until the dude eventually crashed into a police car. And then the dude just kept going. Now, eventually, the cops who are well-trained boxed him in, and they arrested him. So they figured out what he was trying to say out the window. Once in custody, he said he was trying to explain that they weren't supposed to keep chasing him.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, dude. So, you guys have heard the laws that, they're trying to make it safe for motorists that cops shouldn't get involved in high-speed chases, right?
Yeah.
But that's per county, per region, per department, those kind of policies. Now, for whatever reason, this police department did not have that policy, and they chased his ass to arrest his ass.
Oh my God.
Now, some of those police departments have policy now where cops are supposed to call off high-speed chase if it gets too dangerous, and he was banking on that as his getaway plan. So basically, this 34-year-old's like, I'm going to rob this store, and I'm just going to go about 78 miles an hour. And they're going to not chase me because they can't go over 75.
Foolproof.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you tapped on his noggin when he's telling his buddy, when he's getting
Think
super
about
high
it.
off something, be like, huh?
Uh-huh.
Huh? All I got to do is get a car that goes over 75 miles an hour, and I'm
Yeah.
scot-free.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that didn't work out for him. Now he's facing a long list of charges, including theft, resisting arrest, reckless driving, possession of marijuana, and driving without a license.
Wow.
Yes, and for all those reasons and more, this 34-year-old dude is today's morning moron. It's the music.
Da-dum-bum.
All right, so there you have it. That was our morning moron today.
We don't need technology.
Well, I'm still trying to get a Florida Man. See if I have my Florida Man song on my Vox Pro as well, because I believe I recorded it into the Vox Pro before I uploaded it in. All my files are done, right? They're dead.
That sucks.
Yeah, dude. And that does suck because then we have to, rebuild up everything, which is fine. It's just going to take a lot of work behind the scenes. And my work, I have no room to complain because there's others, including my boss, that are going to be flooded for the foreseeable future. So it sucks worse for other people for sure. But it still sucks. Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was STP with Interstate Love Song. Welcome back to the show. We don't have our Florida Man intro song, unfortunately, which makes Florida Man so fun to report on. But I do have a Florida story of a Florida man and a Florida ma'am. Yeah. The very rare doubled up version of Florida Man coming your way right after Rico sings the song and go.
Florida man. Put an alligator in a trash can.
Catch an alligator in a trash can. All
Do
right.
some math and get some friends. It's Florida man.
Okay, very good.
Thank
All
you.
right, so this happened. What is a causeway? Do you know what a causeway is?
Cosplay or causeway?
Causeway.
I should.
Yeah, well, apparently it's something public in Florida. Yeah, so after being caught having fully nude sex on a Florida causeway in front of children and other witnesses, a woman told cops that it was always a dream of hers to engage in such a public tryst. All right. So yes, there was a couple who got naked, and I have pictures that I don't even want to show you because they're an older couple. Her name's Sarah. She's 55. Looks good for 55-ish.
Yeah.
And then Robert Clark, who's 60. Well, they were both fully nude on top of each other in front of everybody. One witness described the pair's encounter as crack the sack, go into town. Oh. Which is the best description I think I've ever read in a police report.
Yeah.
After receiving multiple 911 calls around 9 p.m. on Friday, sheriff deputies responded to the causeway off of the Gulf City and discovered the couple was still at it. Still going. Yeah, going downtown. Looks like Robert has stamina after 60 years of experience and about 60 milligrams of Viagra. He wasn't stopping.
Share it with the world.
Yeah, and they were having fully nude sexual intercourse in the presence of their victims. So, like, including a pair of juveniles that I'm just picturing Beavis and Butthead being like, they're doing it. Crack the sack. Honestly, like, they know that they have people standing around like a traffic accident's happening or manatees are mating.
Oh, yeah.
And
Full Animal Planet.
Eating popcorn. Yeah, I guess they're going to still keep going.
Yep.
We told them we're calling the cops. That ain't stopping them.
Pulling up lawn chairs.
Yeah. It was also said in this report that the male companion showed zero remorse. So he was just happy to get laid. So all that and more is the reason why this couple is our Florida man and Florida ma'am of the day. We'll hit the reset on the FM side, keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast where I have some viral videos to share with you. You can join us, youtube.com/bevegan, or keep it right here on Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Man.
Yeah, so much more to unpack here. Oh,
it's never a hot couple, is it?
Yeah, no,
never.
Yeah, no, it definitely was not. And yeah, it looks like the plot twist in the Florida man whose name is Robert Clark. Looks like along with Clark was charged with boom boom boom. Clark, cop says, showed zero remorse that multiple juveniles and witnesses act. Declared that the children should be at home and not on the causeway. Okay.
Get out of the causeway.
Yeah. And Clark was already a registered sex offender who pleaded guilty in 2009 to a federal child pornography charge. And at the time of his arrest, Clark was a civilian Department of Defense employee stationed in Japan.
Well,
yeah. Dude.
Okay.
Yeah. He was sentenced to 78 months in prison and ordered to serve a life term of probation following the release of custody. So him banging in public, even though he was banging a 55-year-old woman in front of minors, means this dude, he's done.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Gross.
Well, I didn't share that part of the story on the air, so it was still fun and light.
Yeah.
On 102.1.
Oh, by the way, podcast, it gets dark. Congrats.
Yes.
That's what you tune in for, right?
Chef Gary, I got a soundbite I'll send you later. It's Rico saying, I can't wait to smell Gary.
Oh, I can't wait to smell Gary.
Yeah. And
Gary Satan.
Yeah, Gary Satan. I did see, like I said, I did see a bunch of chefs at Dusk over the weekend. Chef Ken, shout out to him. Had some shots with him. Got super shitty on Friday, which was fun. And he helped me get into VIP. So even though I didn't get my VIP passes, that didn't stop me from not only just being in VIP, but being in the VIP Platinum section where the drinks were free.
Nature finds a way.
Yeah. So okay, everything was like wristbands, right? And they had it to where at every single like entrance station, there was an undertrained security guard acting like a dick that would make you take the wristband and then scan it. And if it was green, you were allowed to go in. If the light lit up red, you were not allowed to go in, right? So I got GA passes, meaning I'm not able to get anywhere. But all my friends that came down from Phoenix that were performing at Dusk, they had VIP. So this is the only issue, is that they were all going to hang out in areas where technically I wasn't going to be able to get to. And I'm there just hanging out by myself. That wasn't going to be good, right? But I know how to get around the system, especially when all these assholes, and they were really jerks. Like I think I came across maybe two that were nice out of all of them. There was so much miscommunication. It was absurd. And it starts at the top and trickles all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a big problem. And I understand. When a promoter's making money, he's super nice and he's super generous. And when a promoter's hemorrhaging money, it's the opposite.
Yep.
I get that. Okay. And I understand the stress that comes along with it. But at the end of the day, that's what you signed up for. Right. So anyways, I still got into VIP. And the way I did this was one of my friends had the laminate, right? They had VIP laminates that you could wear. Right. But at the same time, didn't matter if I had a laminate, because if I scanned my bracelet, the light would light up as red and I would be boned. And my
where'd you get that laminate?
Yeah, my bracelet was definitely just a GA bracelet. So what I did, though, I figured out there were little gaps where I could squeeze in and get into VIP without going through the main entrance. And that way I didn't have to scan my bracelet. Now, there are still people asking for a bracelet and a reconfirmation that you're supposed to be there. In fact, I was getting asked a lot, and that actually offended me. Like I didn't look like I was important enough, or like they're looking at me like,
that wristband.
Yeah, like you don't belong here. You look like you don't belong here. You can't afford
that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. Apparently I dress poor, but
told them they should build that wall.
Yeah. So I have my bracelet on, and then here's how I would do this. You be the the dickhead underqualified bouncer who's taking his minimum wage job way too seriously and ask to see my bracelet. Like ask me if I have a bracelet.
Hey, right? let me see your bracelet.
Right here.
Hey, sir.
That's how I do that.
Yeah.
I would just literally flash and walk, like I would not even pause. I would be in movement. I would just throw up my arm like, I'm wearing a bracelet, and just keep walking. Like, how dare you ask?
How dare you?
Now, of course, it was a GA bracelet. So if I would have stopped at any moment, it would have been clear to their trained or untrained eyes that I definitely did not have a
Well,
VIP
GA
bracelet.
was colored. You said orange a certain way.
Yeah, they were just different colors.
So
I
you're
don't
trying
know.
to, like,
I
flash
never
it fast enough where he can't register the color.
Yeah. In fact, actually, at one point,
So is that purple?
my friend and I were going up there onto the deck where you have to have the platinum VIP. So even the regular VIP wouldn't allow me access to the sky deck that had free drinks. But that's where I was going because I went up there first with Chef Ken, who's a vendor and spends a lot of money there, so he's allowed to go there. And then I did the quick flash. And so the second time we went, we were all drunk, and it's probably the third time. And it was just me and my friend Kat. And so we walk up, and the guy again's like, bracelets.
Yeah.
And so we both at the same time, without even speaking, we both just throw up our wrists like
duh.
Yeah.
We have.
Now the thing is, Kat didn't have a bracelet on at all.
Oh, wow. Damn, that's bold.
Yeah, and still we're like, yeah.
Still did it?
Yep, still did it. Still got in. Still got our shots.
Get a little marker, a Sharpie, and draw one on.
Yeah, dude. No,
That's funny.
I was smashed that night because once the free shots started flowing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Beef was out.
But that's kind of the worst feeling. I mean, it's kind of cool. You have to like play that game still when you're inside. They're looking at you like, hey, you're not supposed to be here.
There's a life hack right there. So Chef Gary said you could walk in anywhere with a chef
clipboard
coat and a clipboard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or ladder. Yep. Orange vest.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
if you
so
look
true,
like
man.
you're working. But yeah, so if you walk in any place
So
kind of
true.
confidently enough, you know that these first off are all part-timers, all gig workers, all, some people just not even happy to be there and not really care at the end of the day. Now they might put up a front like they're going to do their job, and they did.
Right.
Trust me, they did. And they were jerks about it as well, which I didn't appreciate whatsoever. And that's not even the parts where I was sneaking by. It was, the parts that I was actually allowed to be at. I was just like, okay,
Still
bro,
felt judged.
I'm like, you're flexing this power that you don't necessarily have. You don't know anyone who's in charge yet. At the same time, you're treating me like I'm some asshole, and it wasn't appreciated. Right. So unfortunately, those are some of the takeaways that I have from this year's Dusk Music Festival. The rest, I mean, the performances were good. The setup was amazing. The vendors there were top notch. The people that, were all participating as far as the entertainment side of it and the business side of it were good. That was great. But, there was a lot of other stuff that
It still lingers in your head. You're still mad.
I'll tell you this. Well,
I'd be too.
Look,
I take it personally.
Saturday night was packed because 311, and it was a better lineup. Friday didn't really have the lineup that people wanted to
Who
go
was it
out
on
and see.
Friday? Or who was the main person?
I don't even know.
Oh,
right. But I will tell you this. I did, leading up to Dusk Music Festival, I went up and beyond to like kind of hype this up more so than I'm even supposed to, really. Like there's lines that we do when they sell it. They say, hey, the jock's going to talk one line saying this segment's brought to you by, so-and-so music festival tickets here.
Right.
I never did that. When I talked about it, I talked for a couple minutes, and I did that every single day for months. Next year, I don't know if I would have that same enthusiasm.
No, I think next year you're going to have your own festival.
Yeah, we're working on that too.
Beef Fest.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, he did. The promoters do put a pretty penny behind it, and I do appreciate what Dusk has done in previous years. And unfortunately, that's the name of the game. When you put together lineups like this and you deal with this business, you put it all together with hopes that everyone's going to come out, spend a bunch of money, and everyone's going to be happy. But that is a tall order.
Especially now.
Yeah. And the real promoters know that it's not, the goal is not to make money off every single show. The goal is to make money annually, knowing that you're going to lose money on certain shows, but make money on other shows.
Right.
And you just want to make more money in the course of the calendar year. But when you only do a festival, then
It's
year.
a big bet.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, he's throwing numbers at me as far as how much it costs. Chef Gary texts me.
Oh,
yeah, but I guess that's private talk. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That number makes sense, but they have it. They have deep enough pockets. They're the ones that, put it on there. But yeah, throw an annual or, be like a concert promoter and throw concerts like every month at the TCC. And out of that, hope that you make money off 7 of those
Right.
and only lose money off of 5 of those.
The long game.
That's how it works.
Yep.
Did
you like, by the way, that was it Jacoby Plaza? Whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Is it a good setup?
The setup was fantastic. I thought, it was super fun. They had one part where there was like a speakeasy that you would go through a porta-john door for. And it was always funny bringing people to that. And I said, come to the porta-john with me. And they'd always freak out and be like, I'm not going in there with you. And then it'd open it up and it'd open up in this like magical wonderland. The way they had it set up with the 3 stages, I thought was very smart and ideal as far as sound was concerned. It was a very comfortable setup in downtown Tucson. And for that, like all that was done right and planned perfectly.
See, that's good to hear at least.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, no, I think the one thing that definitely lacked this year was communication. And I think for me, it was more apparent than others just because I know how these events run and I've been in this industry for so long. So I felt like there was a lack of communication from the top all the way down, and the people that were working it were basically just told to be Nazis and not necessarily know any other information.
Just be a dick to everyone.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. So, and that's a poor, that's not the promoter's fault per se, that an individual, part-time security person that you'd never met in your life.
Right. And they're dealing with a lot too.
Yeah. Is an a-hole to somebody who paid $200 to be there.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, it's a bad look. They're going to blame the top, not the bottom. So. There you go. That's hot takes.
Hot take.
But I'd like to thank everybody who wasn't quick enough to catch me sneak into the VIP, bitch. Because again, you can't hold me back. I don't care what passes you don't give me.
This is why it's like, are we on?
Yeah, we're on now. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. What are you going to say?
No, I'm just talking about how, like you said, it's about confidence sneaking into places.
Yeah.
And like how many times, especially as a door guy or whatever, a bouncer is just looking at people walking by with like a box. They just walk past me. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
I'm like, still got away with it.
In those situations, my friend Ryan and his wife were down from Phoenix, and I was hanging out with them, and they reminded or Marty, his wife, brought up that time that we went down and saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now, Ryan, my best friend, he is super anal retentive, right? A naysayer, and just, so one night we were like, hey, Chili Peppers are playing in town. Let's go down there. And he's like, we're not going down. We don't have any tickets. And he starts having a mental breakdown.
Damn.
And yeah, that's what he does. And I'm like, dude, chill the F out, dude. We'll go down there. We'll see what happens. Right. That's how I am. And because I know that once you are at a venue, the only way you're not going to be able to go to a show is if you don't go to a show.
Yeah.
When it's dealing with 20,000 people, there's a lot of cracks and gaps in that, right? But this is what happened to us. And this turned out to be one of the best concert experiences of my life. So we go down there, and we're going down there just as kind of like the opening band is wrapping up, right? Well, as soon as the opening band is done, a flood of people leave because there were people that were there, either industry friends or friends of the band or so-and-so that were there solely for that opening band. And just so happens, while we're standing out there, a group of people come out and they look at me and they say, hey, you guys want to go into the show? We're leaving. You want our tickets? Woo. And I was like, oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. So he gave us our tickets, right?
Boom.
10th row. 10th row of Red Hot Chili Peppers. So we weren't in grass or nothing. Like I was so close to like Anthony Kiedis. He stared into my soul. And this was all for free. And it was all because we went down there and made it happen. And that was one of those things where, yes, on paper, if it says, like tickets are this much or whatever the case, or it's sold out, then, and you don't go, you're not going to see the show. But at the very least, if you're going to put yourself in a position to possibly be a part of it, put yourself in that position because you don't know what will happen. And more times out of not, then you're going to see that kind of opening where it's like, hey, all right, we'll let you in. Looks like not everyone showed up to bought tickets and we got room. So come on in. That happens more times than you think. Absolutely. Another thing, speaking of my friend Ryan, he freaked out when I told him he effed up. It's so good too, because I'm the only person that he'll talk to you like this. And I think it's a good way for him to get it out of his system because the kid's wound up when he comes. Like we've known each other for that long. So I'm like, oh, you're coming down here. Where you staying? And he goes, "Oh, I'm staying at Hotel Congress." I'm like, "Oh, you effed up."
Ooh.
And then he starts immediately yelling, "Oh, I spent $200 a night." Blah, blah, blah. I was like, "No,
mess up.
no, I'm telling you effed up because first off, it's Dusk weekend, a super big party weekend, and Hotel Congress is like so loud till like 3 a.m. They warn anyone who rents a hotel room there that you are not going to like it. They literally
They
have
tell
that.
you right up front.
Yeah, and he's like, no. And he's all like super, like,
Yeah.
you know, he's mad at me and defending himself. And I'm like, okay. So we eventually drop it.
Yeah.
Then we're hanging out at the festival on night 2 after he spent night 1 there. And he's like, you're right. I have to. And I looked at the email and it does say in bold letters, basically that we are a loud hotel and you're not going to like it.
We got spooky ghosts and people stay up till 3 a.m.
Yeah, dude.
Playing loud music.
Yeah, no,
Cool.
he said not only do you hear it, you feel everything in that building. Like you're in a bed, it's like a vibrating bed to the beat of the bass, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. And, you know, and I love a Hotel Congress. I love the aesthetics. And, you know, I think the rooms are cool. It's very historic. But yeah, on a Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. If you're on, well, I shouldn't say, if you're not going to sleep, it's the place to be. But if you're looking for a good night's sleep, that is the last hotel in this state that you want to stay at.
Yep.
And they would be the first to admit it. All right, let's hit the reset. We got more, including your beef tip, coming up next on Beef Vegan Presents, or you can join us on youtube.com/Beef Vegan. It's the podcast broadcast. Right, there you go.
See, I was hoping he would have doubled down on it. He's like, it was great. Great night.
Yeah.
Best sleep ever.
No.
Stupid beef.
In fact, actually, you know what they said it was great for? Him and his wife. It was the people watching.
Absolutely.
Yeah, looking out the window right there, and they see Rialto and Congress. They were having a blast just watching the people go. Look at that. Chef Gary got on stage with Chili Peppers in '93.
Photos.
Damn, you're dating yourself, son. I hope you had a good weekend too, Gary.
That was a good era of Red Hot Chili Peppers. The 93 era?
It was the blood, sugar, sex, magic era for sure. When John Frusciante was still in the band before he quit, and then Dave Navarro came in, and then it was kind of like a lull for the band. I saw a funny video where Anthony Kiedis was walking out of a restaurant with presumably his girlfriend, his wife, his assistant, some lady, and like a TMZ reporter's there, and he said, "Hey, Anthony, why did the Chili Pepper cross the road?" And Anthony just starts cracking up. And then the reporter's like, "To take it on the other side," like that, dude. And for whatever reason, dude, Anthony's cracking up. He's rolling.
So stupid.
It is so stupid. But that was
probably like, thank God this isn't some piece of, trying to get some.
That was it. That was the soundbite.
He's like, oh, dad joke? Cool.
All right, here's the title for our viral video of the day. It's called Fake Teeth Go Flying.
Oh, boy.
So apparently she's a Karen. In 13 seconds, we're going to see her go from mad to embarrassed. You ready for this?
Oh, so ready.
All right.
Well, see you later.
That deserves an instant replay.
The laughing. The commentator.
That's hilarious.
Pub in England?
Yeah.
Of course. Amazing.
Yeah. So
We need more of that.
Yeah. So that was the first viral video. I have another one I'd like to share with you, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. You're in luck today. I'm a cat owner now. Not too proud of it. It's my daughter's cat. But the cat
Finally got you, huh?
does have a lot of personality. Maybe I could teach my cat to sing the blues like this dude. All right. Check out the bars on this cat. It's obviously a black cat. Got soul. Ready? Dude,
Wow.
Was that impressive or what?
Very.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is that Cat's gonna go on tour, make so much money, and there's like struggling blues musicians trying to get on the roster. Damn Cat.
Damn Cat. Speaking of which, do you remember? I might play this as my outro
That
song.
Cat's gone through it, man.
All right, so you got Black Moons on deck. All right,
Funny.
All
That
right.
pet psychic lady is gonna call in, and your cat has been through a lot.
Oh yeah,
The blues artist.
That was a story that we did earlier today. All right, so more. Let's see. I have a video of a bear stealing somebody's Uber Eats delivery.
Oof.
Yeah, it's Yogi.
Whoa.
Let's see how this plays out. All right, so this is great ring cam footage. This bear will come out of nowhere. So there's the food, of course.
Oh no.
Everything's great. There's this picture. I delivered your food. You're antisocial, even though you're not sick. You won't answer the door. I get it. So there you go. And then the
And
bear
this is
is
what
like,
happens.
yeah, you slacking, bitch. You should have answered the door.
And how
he just
civil he
said-
is about it too.
Yeah, man. They're so
thank you.
evolved. They're so evolved. So, I mean, obviously, he could have just ate it right there, but it's a takeout order. So he's taking
Yeah.
it home.
A good day.
The bear is less lazy than the people who, again, could have ordered to pick up and save some money, but they wanted to deliver instead.
Oh my god, that's
The-
hilarious.
Yeah, the bear's like, you know what? I'll do the pickup then.
Uber Eats is gonna have to have like a disclosure on their website now.
Look, and they're looking.
Ay, ese oso, ¿será que se la llevó? Ale, mira las cámaras. Pero no.
El oso se llevó la comida, el oso se llevó la comida.
There's
What the
the
hell
drink
is
all
my
spilled.
food?
Yeah.
Mira. Y yo lo tengo
The bear comes
desconectado.
back. Dessert.
Te está mojando ahí, te está mojando.
You know it sucks because they're hangry.
Oh, big time. No
Ahí
refunds.
está, el
Sorry.
hijo de puta este comiendo tragándose la comida, mira.
Bear liability insurance.
Yeah, so they're taking that picture to send it to DoorDash or Uber Eats and be like, hey, you effed up, man. All you did was leave this busted up cup. And
What a bear.
yeah, of course, they were like, no, we sent you the picture. And then
Yeah.
once they checked their ring cam, they realized they were in the wrong. So there you go. All right.
Best
so-
day of that bear's life.
Those are the viral videos that we had to share with you today. Weirdo's going to be back from COVID tomorrow. We're excited about that.
And
And
healthier than ever now.
yeah, hopefully, and not contagious. And I was gonna have like a Tasher on, but this week's gonna be janky. Maybe is the word I could use on this as far as the podcast is concerned. Please give us have a little patience as we get everything back to where it needs to be and better. Honestly, gonna take this.
Take it as an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. To
Yeah.
freshen up, put a fresh coat of lipstick on the pig, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a very interesting thing. So no outro song, just just Rico attempting to recreate it.
Oh
off
no, we don't
memory.
have that song.
No, dude.
We don't even
We
have
don't have
that.
anything.
Damn it.
I know. Yeah, it sucks. Well, maybe I have it here. That's 2 seconds. Of course, at the very last minute, I think to check my Vox Pro, see if I have my side of beef song to end on. And let's say I don't. Yeah, so it's on you, Rico.
I don't recall any of it. How does it start?
Oh, when you wish upon a side of
Oh,
beef,
yeah.
but not right now. Okay, let's get into our beef tip. Here's your beef tip. You need 4 different email addresses. How many email addresses do you have, Rico?
At least 5.
Okay, and do you use all 5?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Well, here's why you need 4 different email addresses. Okay. They say 1 is weak and you're really tough if you're going to have a lot more. But this is according to lifehacker.com that it's good to have at least 4 email addresses. First, your personal email. This is your most protected email address. Only friends and other people you want to hear from should have it. So don't ever enter it into web forums. Don't use it to sign up for accounts or shopping. Protect it. Okay. Number 2. An email for apps, trials, and shopping. In fact, you should have several email addresses for multiple trials. Honestly, you can get free Disney Plus for a year if you have 100 different email addresses.
Burner Gmails. Yeah.
But yeah, you need an email address just for those things. Also, you'll need an email address for newsletters. Email newsletters are everywhere, and if you sign up for them using one email, that inbox becomes kind of a curated news feed for you. And you could open it up and just focus on reading and enjoying. And finally, an email for your side hustle and other personal businesses, like your mistresses. But you need any extra email for that. The address is one where you're going to get a lot of sales pitches. So that's why you need that.
Good to know.
Yeah. And I feel I'm giving you this beef tip right now, and I'm really regretting that I just now have like 4 email addresses, but I've been going off of one for a long time, and my main one cluttered AF.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah. But luckily through, the company email address, I have like 5 different email addresses there. So I've been able to get, free trials of things just by switching those email addresses.
Yeah. Got to play the game.
Yeah. So make sure if you only have one email, you are doing it wrong. Step it up, get multiple email addresses. It's going to make your life a lot easier. And that's according to me and lifehacker.com. I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the show. Thank you, Rico. Thank you guys for checking out the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/vegan. Don't forget to subscribe, but that's all the time that we have for the show today. Robin Ash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon a side of beef, soon will come and end all of your grief.
What?
But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.